So hello everyone, welcome to the part 2 of typography in Tailwind CSS. In this, we'll be learning about some more properties in typography. So we actually covered some of them in the earlier video. In this, we'll be working on the future ones. So these are some classes which you can implement to add text color. For example, if you add this text inherit, then that will inherit the class of or the color of the parent element in which the element is there, the element in which you will call this class. Text current will take the current color which the theme requires. Text transparent will make the text transparent in color, and similarly we can add the color and their respective shade as well. So I'll come on this later. Let me just add some color here. So this shade is actually about how much you want to add the intensity to that color. For example, you added a blue color, and if you add 100, so that will be light blue. And if you increase that to 200 to 400, then that will increase the intensity of blue color. So that is actually the intensity which you specify after that. For example, if you want to specify the orange color, so you can write text orange here, and inside that you can specify the intensity. For example, if you specify 200 here, then that will be 200 intensity of orange color. And if I increase that intensity, then that will actually take up the darker orange color. You can see that. Similarly, we can increase that to much more. And for text white and text black, there is no intensity you can add. So you can add text black, which is the default, and text white for the white color. So let's go to that one once again. Yeah, this one. Similarly, we have the other properties, or one more thing I want to tell you here is you can also apply arbitrary values in this as well. For example, if you want to add some color code which you want to be implemented in this, so you can add that. For example, let's grab some colors codes from this ColorsZilla color picker. Let me just grab this one, or let me just go to this one. One more time. So if I want this color to be implemented, so I can grab that. So I can grab that this color code, and the same color code I can paste that in here in the square bracket. So I made you understand in the last video that what is the square bracket. It is actually arbitrary values or the custom value which you want to apply. So instead of the color names, you can also specify like this, the color. So if we go to there, then that color will be implemented, which I took in this color format or in this hex code. So this is actually how you implement the colors in a Tailwind CSS. Similarly, there are some other classes as well. For example, text decoration. For text decoration, we have some classes, for example, underline, overline, and the other ones. And underline will actually add the line under the text or below the text. Overline will add the text, the line above the text. Line through will add in between the text, the line will be there. And no underline will remove the line below the text. So let's implement that. For example, if I add underline here, so that will implement one underline here. And if I add overline instead, so it will add an overline here. You can see that. Similarly, there is line through, which will implement the line in between the text. And there is a no underline, which removes the underline. Basically, it is for the links when we implement links or a tag. In that actually the default underline is there. So to remove that, we add that classes. So this is it for text decoration, and we can also change these colors by adding these different classes. You can explore them. So you can see that tech decoration, and then we are implementing that. So you have to specify the line, and then after that you can specify the color for that line. For example, if I add underline here, so I can change the color of underline by adding decoration, and then I can specify the color, for example, green, and then I can specify the intensity, and then that will be implemented here. You can see that the underline color is in the green shade, which I specified here. Similarly, you can specify different colors, and there is one decoration style as well. You can also use these classes for adding different styles to the lines we are adding. For example, you can add decoration wavy to add a wavy underline. This will work for the overline as well, so don't worry. So if you go to the main refresh page, you can see that the underline is changed now because of this class. So it is way easier than applying styles by ourselves, so that's why we use it. Similarly, we can add different styles to the decoration property or decoration style as well. So you can see that dotted, dashed, and some other classes as well. You can also increase the thickness by adding decoration and then the intensity, or you can specify auto here, that will be automatic thickness. What kind of property will be applied, you can see here, text decoration, and then what is the value here is specified. So you can specify decoration, for example, decoration 4 or 3. So that will be the intensity or the width of the actual underline here. So you can see that it is like this. So if I increase that to 5, then that will be increased. Maybe it's not increasing. It's a 248, so I should implement like that. So it's 8, I think. Let's add 8 here. So you can see that. Similarly, you can also add arbitrary values in this, like this, in the square brackets. So you can specify in the square brackets how many pixels you want for that decoration line. That is for yourself. So this is actually a text decoration. You can also specify underline offset, which means how much gap should a underline take. For example, if I add this one, underline offset 1, so that will give the gap to the underline. You can also see the preview here. So it is much more in this case, which is underline offset 8. So let's use this one. We'll also get the same effect. We'll also get some gap between the text and the underline. So you see that the gap is increased. So this is how we implement text decoration and other values. Similarly, in this also you can specify the arbitrary values like this. So in the square brackets, you just specify the pixels, that are how much pixel you want to increase. So just like we are adding the 8 here, instead of that we'll be adding the pixel here, for example 20 pixel. So that will be actually added to that, and the underline will take the gap of 20 pixel between from the text which is there. So this is how we implement text decoration property. So this is it for typography in Tailwind CSS. I hope you understood something. And in the upcoming video, we'll be talking about backgrounds. And I told you that we'll not be covering all these things. I know all these properties are also great. You can explore them about by checking their docs, because the most needed ones I have already explained you. So that will be enough, I think. So if you stuck somewhere or while applying or while building any project and you are not getting any idea that how I should implement this in Tailwind CSS, then docs is your friend. You can go to there and check it out about that property. So let's meet in the next video in which we'll be talking about background properties. In that we'll be covering most of the things. So let's meet in that. Thank you for watching.